Hello, welcome to the Wall Street Report with Jim in Vegas. Today's date is October the 17th, 2018, and I'm going to turn it right over to Vegas.
Hey everyone, hope you had a good day. Today was a very busy day, and hello there to you, Jim.
Hello.
We have a lot of stocks to talk about, so I'm just going to tell you what they are. So hopefully you guys have your pen and paper because I always like you all to be prepared. So the first one we're going to talk about is YECO, and then we're going to talk about PURA, then Phil, then CZR, then ONCS, and then AMCN. So the first one that we're going to talk about is YECO. And why did this stock run today? And I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you why it ran. So first of all, this company, as you know, is a China company in Pingdingshang. And this company announced back in August that they had signed a purchase and agreement to actually acquire Millennium Sapphire for 50 million US dollars. That's a big acquisition. And the way the acquisition was done is that they gave 25 million shares of YECO, restricted shares, at a value of $2 a share. So 25 times 2, obviously, 50 million. So anyhow, the closing was contingent upon approval from NASDAQ, and the shareholders also had to vote. And finally, the deal was closed. So at the time that the deal was closed, the stock was still under $2. And Jim can show you that I actually alerted the stock this morning in our room at $1.83. And I did say it was a risky play. I did identify resistance at 213 at the time because there was two reasons I liked it. One, it was below the $2, so it was a good opportunity to go in because obviously the stock's worth $2 minimum. And second of all, I did see some volume on it pre-market, so I knew that this would run. And I also traded this before, and China stocks are risky. They always run really hard, but when they pull back, the spreads are really bad and very, very volatile. So I said it was risky when I shared the trade idea this morning because I don't want anyone to get stuck in especially these China plays. Jim can tell you as well from his experience, they run really fast, but they pull back really fast. And we've seen people, hurt their accounts with these types of plays. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim and talk about the chart because I really wasn't expecting this to go where it went. I mean, this went over $14 today. So that was a grand slam call. And a lot of people did very well on this, but I'll tell you, not a lot of people held it to the $14. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim now because he's going to talk about all the action on that chart. So
Well,
Jim, over to you.
it was a beautiful little right out of the gate. It was alerted in the room, and 183 was the idea to get in. We had little resistance there, a little past two, and then all of a sudden this thing just took off. And it ran and ran, and share rotation kicked in. And then we created a little channel up in here, and I flipped it two or three easy times up around in here between under $10 to it was about 11. So I was getting in and out of that, and it was just a beautiful little scalp today. And then here at close, it pulled back, almost hit that 100 SMA, and then here we are after hours. Vegas called this at 14. Lady in the room was calling it, this morning at 6, 7. Then she said 8, and then here we are after hours. New high 1466. So
And you know what was funny is earlier in the day, actually, I would say later in the afternoon, we were talking about the YECO chart. And then I said on voice, I see this going to $14. And at the time, I think it was 10 or 12. And then it kept pulling back to 1066. And then, they were kind of making fun of me in the room, but they were joking. And they're like, yeah, okay, Vegas, 14. And then you know what? It didn't happen, but after hours it sure did. So I'm
Well,
sure I'm sure they'll comment about it tomorrow. So that was a good one.
well, if this thing wants to keep running, I mean, we're at 1466. I'm looking at a 3-year chart. And if this momentum keeps up, I mean, we can get up here to a whole different level past 15. And we had this happen to us last week. We had one that we called at 15 that just didn't get there, but looks to me like we're going to hit it after hours maybe. So keep it YECO on watch. And then we got another one we're going to talk about. And this is just a beautiful stock today, so definitely keep it on watch. And this is when our hot cake for last week. Vegas and I called it at around 550. We got in it. Let me change this little chart around to 1 day. Well, I'll turn it to a 5. So we've had our little run. We called it at 15. We said if it broke 15, we'd hit the target of 25 cents. Well, yesterday it hit the 25 exactly right where the analysis said it would be, analysts. So we pulled back. I said we'd probably pull back, and we did. We kind of consolidated that day, and then this morning, right out of the gate, Vegas was in the room on voice and called the breakout, called the knife. People were able to get in it right around 16 and take it up to 20. And so here we about touched down to that support level again here at 16, and we're at 17. So let's give us another day to consolidate. Any pullback will be worthy, and that is PURA. And we still have it on watch for a long play. And I'll be in and out of it, right and left.
Oh yeah. Jim loves to scalp stocks. So
Yep,
you guys, if you love scalping or you want to learn how to grow that account, I got to tell you, Jim's your guy. You should come check him out in the voice channel. You would love his guidance.
yep.
So the next one is Phil, PHIL. This is an OTC one as well. This had news quite late in the day. We started seeing this popping on the scanners and wondering what's going on. And basically, this is a company that's focused on mergers and acquisitions and investments. And they did acquire a signed agreement to acquire 51% equity interest in Saigon Faux Palace, which is a joint stock company called SGP. And they plan to pay for the transaction with a preferred stock of the Phil Group, PHIL, or a promissory note that can be converted down the road if they want into shares of the company. So this is a pretty good deal. This company is involved in various things, but SGP Palace definitely has a track record in the field of hospitality, construction, real estate, and they're working on a lot of projects, in Vietnam. And they're actually into restaurants, catering. They're building, their plans have to build 35 more restaurants, and they're generating approximately in the market $8 billion a year. That is crazy money. And they're planning to get into coffee shops by 2027. I mean, they're just like growing, and this collaboration is going to be really, really good, I think, for the growth of the company and for expansion. And I think there's more to come on this stock. So even though it's an OTC stock at this price, one I think to watch for future growth. So Jim, what do you think about this chart and the company?
Well, today we had definitely had a breakout today on Phil. I'm gonna pull up 1 year's chart. You see, we've had some pretty nice little highs on this thing. It's ran up to 7 cents in a year, right from this little support area, right down where we are right about today, and that support is right around a penny. And here we are, right back at the 50-day SMA. Well, I think we can touch up here again to the 100, and that's going to be a new little channel right there. So we'll put that right there, and I'm going to keep it on watch. I think the tape was beautiful today. I got a little support right here at a penny. I want to try to get into it tomorrow. And Phil, that's the one we'll be watching.
Yeah,
OTC
Phil,
play.
just like Phil Collins, but
Yep.
no Collins at the end. So the next one that we want to talk about is Caesar, CZR, or C. How do you pronounce your letter Z? Z? Jim always makes fun of me when I talk about that letter of the alphabet.
Yep. Z. We
CZR.
call it Z here in America.
Well, we say Z. So Caesar, CZR, CZR. So this is Caesar's Entertainment Group. There was some hype on the stock. The reason there's hype on the stock is that there's a rumor that Golden Nuggets might have an interest in Caesar's Entertainment. I'm a little surprised actually to hear that because actually, if you go to Las Vegas, and I love Las Vegas personally, and I gotta tell you, if you go to Golden Nuggets versus the Caesar's Hotel, it's night and day. So I'm really surprised that Golden Nuggets, that's the rumor. I would think it would be the other way around. But anyways, who knows what the rumor is gonna turn into? But there was some action there on the chart today, and I'm gonna let Jim talk more about it because there was also a bullish option flow happening on the ZR. Jim, over to you.
Well, it was a pretty run today this morning. We had a couple of nice little breakouts on this thing. And right at the morning, it kind of pulled back. And it was alerted by one of the ladies in the room. And
Yes,
it,
Miss Paula.
yep, it bounced right off at $8 and ran all the way up in a knife. I mean, a knife upwards, or spear at 986 from that 8. And then it consolidated, pulled back right here at support. You can see that little support area right there, right around 946. And then it bounced on up. Then we had another breakout, and it ran all the way up to 1128. This thing did, and then it pulled back right to that support level, kind of hovered around, and then pulled back after later in the day, and so it closed really pretty good from where it was when it opened up out of the gate. And this is going to be CZR Caesars, and keep it on your watch list for tomorrow. See if you can get in on the pullback support maybe, and maybe get a little channel play on it. But I think it kind of got overextended today when it broke out. So let's see if it just kind of consolidate tomorrow.
All
That's
right.
that's Caesars.
Caesar's, like Caesar's Palace.
Yep.
Owned by the same company, Caesar's Entertainment. So on to the next one. So I want to talk about ONCS, Oncosec Medical Inc. And I bring this up because there was a 13D filed today, and the filing shows that Alpha Holdings Inc., who's a Korean company, actually took a stake in this stock, and they actually now own 9.2% of this float. Okay, so this is one to watch for tomorrow, because this usually what happens on stocks like this is that they will run usually the next day, sometimes even after hours. So if I look at the stock right now on ONCS, let's see here, after hours it's at $1.60. So I'm going to turn it to Jim now and talk about this chart, what he sees, but just keep this on your watch list for tomorrow, because this is a 9.2 ownership from Alpha Holdings, who's an activist position, and they filed a 13D. And I will include it in our YouTube channel so that you can have a look at it as well.
All right. Well, I'm looking at it. You pulled up a year's chart. That's how I like to analyze a stock, when I first look at them. And I see we're right about into pretty close to a pivot point on this year's chart. And that was at 158. And then I'm going to look at it and see where it went to after hours. But we had a high here this month of around 173. So, and we could take this all the way up to 177, which will be right around starting your second resistance. Then you have this other resistance gap to fill up in here. So you could tell we've already up from the year low, which was right around 117, really 104 back here, but we'll call this a support, and we'll put a little trend line right in here and right here. I mean, this thing's really had a nice little up and down. See how it kind of runs up 2 or 3 days and pulls back, runs up a couple days and pulls back. So let's see if we can keep this zigzag going up in an upward wedge and try to run it up to that 180. And that's where you're going to fight some real hard resistance between 172 and 180. And this is ONCS Vegas.
Yeah. And last but not least, I want to just talk about AMCA. That's right. Excuse me, AMCN. That is known as Air Media Group. So AMCN. And they do home advertising platforms in China. Again, China theme is hot this week, like today. YECO is China. This one, ONCS, the investor is China. So China is hot. Anyhow, this company targets mid to high end consumers as well as first movers in the travel Wi-Fi market. And what happened here is that the CEO, who's also the chairman of the company, did announce back in September that he would be looking to do a $5 million share purchase plan of the company's stock. Now, this was also announced back in March 2018, and that he was planning, he did say, I'm going to look to buy stock of this company not exceeding $5 million within the next 6 months. And as of September, he's never made any purchases. But guess what? Tonight, after hours, we found the 20F filing of the stock. So he actually did purchase $5 million worth of the stock, which is a big size. So we know that when the CEO is buying, that's a very good sign of the company. And the stock right now is trading at, let's see here, after hours, if there's any
At a
reaction to
52
this.
week low.
So this stock was shared today in our chat group because we knew about this, and we knew that eventually there should be some sort of confirmation that the CEO was buying the stock. And so we took it as a swing trade idea in anticipation for this document to get filed. So the trade was taken around 39 cents, 40-cent zone. And bam, after hours, we're at 46.47. So hence the action because of the news being confirmed. So Jim, what are you seeing on that beautiful chart?
Well, I see it hit 50 after hours, 50 cents.
Ooh.
And what else I'm seeing is that we're at a 52 week low today. And I'm going to show you by posting this 1 year's chart. We had a 35.75 today on that low with a high of appear around 280, which, I don't count that wick. I'd say right around 246. Had a real hard sell off. I think we're going to run up and hit that 43, which is which we did. And we see that 50% high. Well, that runs right up there to that 52, 53 on the 100 SMA. And that looks to me like another little touch we could do, and we could run this up to about 60 and just keep running it up till we hit a resistance of around 73, somewhere in that area. And I'm kind of looking at the candlesticks on a daily, yearly, and I'm thinking around 77 would be a nice little place to really start gaining some ground. This is one we're going to keep on watch. I think Vegas said she was in it already, and I'm going to add it to my
Yes.
I'm going to add it to my watch list tomorrow. And let me just post up a 20-day chart and let you see where we already hit after hours. That 20-day high there at 46.98, and look where that base of that candle is. So that's going to be a nice little support resistance. We're going to put a little support right here around 46. Maybe a pullback right in this area, maybe around 44 if we're lucky. And it can touch solid support at 43. So there you are. That's AMCN. And that's it for the wrap up. We might have a couple more things we want to talk about. Vegas, I'll let you.
Well, you know what, guys? I just want to say that I got a lot of people messaging saying what happened to yesterday. Yesterday, why didn't we have videos? So we were like really drained from the market yesterday, and actually wasn't really that much to really report. So we just didn't want to just have a video, just have a video. We want to give you like really good content to get ready for the next day and have things that they can watch for and look for trading ideas. So we just wanted to clarify and explain why. So we hope that everyone has been enjoying the videos, finds it informative. Again, welcome to come by our chat room. You don't have to join. You can just pop in, see what your experience is like, hear us on voice during the day. And at the end of the day, we just want you to do well and hopefully you'll learn a few things. And, you know, keep on subscribing. Please like, please follow. And if you know other people that trade that could benefit from watching the videos, can you please share our channel? We would really appreciate that. And also, we are looking to roll out some coaching. So if you're interested in some coaching, please comment below in our video and let us know that you're interested, because I will be putting together a list of people that are interested. And I don't want to have a crowded group, and want to try to keep it personalized coaching in group sessions. So we'll look to roll something out in the next couple weeks. But if you're interested, we'd love to hear about that and look forward to helping. So on that note, I would like to wish you all an amazing night. It was a really amazing day. And I mean, I got to tell you, we couldn't even keep up during certain parts of the day. And special thanks to Jim, keeping everyone calm. And I got to say, I think we're really like calm traders. Like I get a little excited sometimes, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. But I will say I still am
Oh my.
pretty poised, calm trader. Jim is like
I'm
really
not
calm
calm
too.
no more. YECO is up $17.
Bingo.
So I just
Well,
wanted to
there you
also
go.
close with the pot stocks ran up pretty good today until today. That was Canadians' first day of recreational
Marijuana.
marijuana. So I expected it to kind of halt, but here
Yeah.
next week we'll get back in them again.
Okay. Well, yeah. Stop printing money. So bingo for YECO.
Yep. So
It's
this,
just the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, can you just imagine whoever got that today at $1.83 or even $2 and change? If they actually even kept it and doubled their money, that was a great stock for smaller accounts today. So if you got in there today, congratulations. And
yep.
keeps on going after hours. My goodness, what a crazy stock! Over 613% today that stock has had. But I gotta tell you, that news was amazing because that money is now in the books
Okay. Well,
and a debt-free company. So keep notes that I love debt-free companies.
oh,
So make a note of that in your books that this one's debt-free.
all right. This is the Wall Street Aftermarket Report with Vegas and Jim on October the 17th, 2018. And we both love stocks.
Good night, everyone.